Hey guys, it's KT Wilson here, and it's about to get real. Are you ready? Woo-woo! Guys, it's Kristen Wilson here, or you can call me KT, whichever you prefer. I am so excited to be posting my first real live, real tea vlog. I thought that introducing myself in person and putting a face and a voice and some action with my name and with my blogs would be a great idea and a way to get more real with you all, my audience, my friends, my journey mates on this wonderful exploration and adventure that we're on, working to simplify our lives, find more peace, find more ease, get happy, just improve ourselves and improve our life experience every day. I've been having fun so far. It's been a couple of months, and I thought that adding a live element to it and posting some videos every now and then to complement the blogs would be a way for you and I to get to know ourselves a little better. So this is going to be getting real. Hold on to your hats. I wanted to just explain, I know I kind of touch on it in the blog if you go to my intro page or read about me on the blog. And by the way, that's at kt-wilson.com. I'd love it if you would take a look and subscribe if you haven't already. I wanted to explain what real means to me and kind of where I'm coming from when I'm writing information and presenting you with research and my insights and ideas, sending inspirations and resources your way. I have a vision for everyone to be able to live a real life. And by real, I mean that I want everybody to recognize, that's the R in real, that we all are fueled by a very powerful, common, universal source energy. That's what the E is for. And to awaken and be aware, that's what that A stands for, of the fact that you are powered by this immensely divine, amazing energy, and that the core component of that energy is love. And that's where the L comes in. So every experience, every dynamic, every aspect of life has something to do with that, something to do with that energy, something to do with recognizing it, something to do with awareness, and something to do with love, right? It's either going to be love or fear. Let's go with love because there's a lot more positivity that comes with that. And it's easier, more peaceful, and simpler. This month, we have been joining each other on a journey to clear and cleanse our space, starting with our physical spaces, where we live, where we roam, our closets, cupboards, rooms, cabinets, cars. Eventually we're going to get to workspaces and desks and calendars and all kinds of things. But basically we're honing in on the E of real this month in January 2019. And we're focusing on how to scrub up, fine tune, polish up, and clear and clean our energy. And our energy lives in our physical space. It lives within us, but it's also reflected in everything and everyone that we surround ourselves with. So it's really important, especially at the start of a year when you're trying to wipe the slate clean and maybe bring some intentions to life, manifest new things, and just improve in general. It's important to clean up what's a little bit dirty and clear out what we don't need anymore and make room for the new awesome things that we're going to bring into our lives. So that's what this whole thing has been about. And starting with your own personal living space, your physical living space, is a great way to set the stage for some of the mental and emotional cleansing that we're going to do down the road, starting in February when we focus a little more on our inner worlds. But for now, we're going to focus on our outer worlds. And I thought it would be a good idea to introduce you to mine, show you where I live, kind of walk you through my cleansing and clearing process, and talk about maybe some blocks I ran into, what worked for me, insights. I'll be writing about it in the blog as well, but I also wanted to show you some snippets, again, so that we could get to know each other a little better. So I hope you enjoy. It was my first time vlogging, and even though my daughter Ella Wilson, who has her own channel, which I hope you'll take a look at and subscribe to soon, applied her superb editing skills to all of my recordings, you'll still be able to see that there's a little bit of novice coming through, probably generational. You know how it is. Technology is not always my friend if I'm being real. So, you know, I filmed some things vertically. I filmed one scene where you can hear my dryer whirling around in the background. You hear my cat meowing in the background. You name it. I had to cut a complete snippet out of me cleansing my car, unfortunately, which was a really funny video, but I had the radio on too loud in the background. Apparently, YouTube people don't like it when you play songs that are kind of known and copyrighted. So, fun fact. Learned that the hard way. But anyway, we do have some good stuff to share. Enjoy. I'm so glad that you're here with me, and we're going to be getting very real together. It's going to be a lot of fun. So it's Sunday morning. It's snowing outside. It's as good a time as ever to get to my purging, clearing, and cleansing for the day. I've already been in the kitchen, and we'll get to that at some point. But this is my project for mid-morning, which might not look like too big of a deal. It's not too bad. I tried to organize it pretty well when we moved in April, about, 9 months ago? But believe it or not, there's stuff in these boxes and bins and baskets that can go. The junk has built up even in the last several months, and you can see down here we've got issues. We're in an apartment, we have to make it work. We have a cat, love him, but you know, hard to maintain in a small space. So this is kind of his bathroom too, which is a little bit problematic because it's also where we store some of our clothes, which I gotta think through that. But you know, I know it's in here, it's not too terribly messy, but it still bothers me. It needs to be uncluttered, it needs to be organized, it needs to be clean. So this is where we're going with it today. One of my projects for Monday, finishing up the closets and cupboards in week 1 of my real space detox ritual. And I've organized half of it, and I'm still going through some of it. This is my laundry closet, and it really wasn't that bad, but it holds, you know, obviously all of the clothes and laundry detergent and stuff like that, and supplies for sewing and mending, which is hysterical because anybody that knows me knows that I don't sew and mend. I can sew buttons, but that's about as good as it gets. But this stuff was my grandmother's, which is kind of cool. So I've been really thinking about her and thinking about memories of her as I've been cleaning and moving her sewing kit around. But here are the cleaning supplies, and it's just hysterical to me. I mean, I've got 2 brand new sponges for mops. I don't mop. We have a Swiffer, a wet Swiffer here, so I don't need these. I don't know. Do you give them away? Do you take these to Goodwill? Probably throw them away. Unless some of you want them, let me know. I have 2 irons. That's comical as well because I don't iron. My husband irons every once in a while when he has a fancy shirt to wear to work, which doesn't happen very often either. So we're definitely getting rid of that. Going through cleaning supplies, just trying to hone down a little bit. And it's kind of gross because I'm realizing that the crates that I have my cleaning supplies in are not clean. So I kind of feel like cleaning supplies should be in clean vessels, don't you think? So I'll be wiping all of that down, organizing it, getting rid of everything I don't use, storing it back up here, and on to under the kitchen sink. So I am in the middle of my Monday cleaning, purging, clearing, cleansing ritual. And I would be remiss if I didn't have a spotlight cameo appearance by Mabel, who is trying to attack me at this point. She is our newest family member. Came on Christmas morning. She comes off of her station. She's right here next to the TV every day at 11 a.m. We've programmed her to wander around the apartment and vacuum for 90 minutes every day. She's devoted. On time every day, comes in, decats, dehairs, decrumbs our space, and alleviates the necessity for me to have to vacuum on a regular basis, which makes my life You guessed it, real easy and real simple, and that's what it's all about. So it's, I guess, a little bit sad in a way when a new appliance really makes your whole world and excites you. But anybody out there that has to vacuum after animals and kids on a daily basis, where'd she go? There we are. Will understand and appreciate exactly what I'm talking about. So while I'm sitting here working on the cabinet under my kitchen sink, she's doing my vacuuming for me. It really is a beautiful thing. We love her. Thank you, Mabel. You're the real deal. So I'm working on my bedroom closet, which really wasn't that bad to begin with. Let me turn it around. Oh, well, here you go. You can kind of see it. The selfie thing is it's hard, generationally speaking. I'm sure those of you in the mid-40 age group understand exactly what I'm talking about. But I cleared out shoes, so that looks pretty good up top. And I hardly have anything on the bottom now. I had a bunch of shoes on the bottom. If you see that, my filming is not good. But there you go. So I threw away about 5 pair that no one would want, and I'm probably giving about 6 or 7 pair to you know, the donation boxes. I like to throw clothes and shoes in the donation bins that you see around town versus Goodwill, although I do have some stuff to go to Goodwill, but I'd really rather somebody not have to pay for the stuff. I'd rather them just be able to use it for free. So anyway, but I'm telling you, I'm really like mindfully going through all the clothes that I have here. There's so much here that I haven't worn in months, maybe even years. And I've done this a few times because I moved in April, which I mentioned already in another part of the video. So it's not like I didn't have to pare down a while back, but even now I'm left with so much here that I need to take out. And what I'm thinking of is I must do a lot of impulse shopping, and I also, I don't think I really do a good job, but I'm going to be better this year at mindfully shopping. So really only purchasing and storing what I feel really good in, which makes me feel pretty, which expresses who I am. And my style has changed a lot over the last several years. As Ella, my oldest daughter, lovingly put it, I'm kind of hippie-ish now, kind of gypsy-ish, which I like. So I do have some dressier things, but a lot of it is kind of boho, relaxed. And I mean, you can see I'm kind of in this kind of long garb thing with jeans, and, you know, I got the do-rag on. That's kind of my look during the day unless I'm going somewhere fancy. So there's a lot here that doesn't really express that, and that's why it's hanging here being underused and going to waste. So I'm probably going to be filling, gosh, 2 to 3 bags worth of clothes to donate just by going through this little box of a size closet in the apartment. So I'm feeling good, but it's been really kind of eye-opening, and I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be great because I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to get better at only buying what I love, and therefore I'll probably save a lot of money, and I know my husband will appreciate that. So anyway, on we go. Hey guys, it's Kristen. We're back at it, week 2. We cleansed and cleaned and organized and purged and just went to town on closets, cupboards, drawers, all those hidden spaces behind closed doors where we tend to be a little more pack ratish and just throw things because we can and no one sees them when doors are closed. But we're in week 2 now, and we're going to be addressing more of the out in the open spaces, living rooms, bedrooms, kitchens, dining rooms, the rooms you're walking around in most of the time. And we're also going to be working on our cars, which is going to be an interesting exercise. But anyway, I just want to give you a little tour of the apartment. I know you've seen some of it in previous footage, but since I'm actually kind of delving into the open living space, I thought I would give you an idea of what I'm working with in my world as I tackle this week. So I have an apartment, so it's not real big, right? When people come in, we all joke. I kind of walk them down the hallway and I point to that bookshelf and I say, there's my library. And I turn my body diagonal and I say, there's my living room. I point to the balcony and say, there's my deck. I point to my table and chairs and say, there's my dining room. And then I turn all the way around full circle and say, and there's my kitchen. And I do another little pivot. And lo and behold, there's my office, which is literally a desk with a printer next to it, which right now is very packed because I've started my cleansing of this living room space, and that is holding all of my stuff until I figure out which category it falls in. This is the room I started in today, and it's been interesting. I did some really cool research for the blog, but also to sort of set the stage for my own efforts today. And I'm realizing that I'm looking at the wrong spot on the camera, not at you, and probably at the red button. So forgive me, I'm still warming up to this whole record myself thing. I know you'll be kind and merciful when you watch. It'll get better, I promise. But anyway, when I was doing research, I'll write about this more in the blog, but I came across this really cool idea about just looking at your room, and when you're refining it and cleansing it and clearing it and organizing it, thinking about every living space that you're working on as a vision board. Basically thinking of your whole home holistically as one giant vision board. Usually it's like a piece of poster board or cork board or something you tack things on, you know, that you think about what your what means a lot to you, what makes you feel good, and what some of your goals and visions are for your life. And then you cut out pictures that represent those things, you cut out words, you can just tack anything on there that you want, but it's sort of like something you can look at to reinforce the vision you have for your life and kind of keep you motivated, keep you in that positive place, and keep you thinking about it and always be at the forefront of your mind. It's something that's supposed to bring positive energy, hopeful energy, encouragement, that kind of a thing. You hang it somewhere where you see it all the time. And what I was reading was, hey, you know, that's a great idea. Let's take it to the next level. Why can't our whole world, our whole physical world, be a vision board? I mean, shouldn't every single room that we reside in and spend time in reflect what we hopefully are living, and then also what we would like to be living, how we're trying to develop, how we're trying to improve, which I think, what I'd like to think is a goal everyone has, you know, and it takes on a different form for everyone. So it's been interesting because I've been polling my family on what they kind of see our family vision as being, so that I can have our living room and kitchen area where we all spend most of our time kind of reflect the vision of our family. And I think it does in a lot of ways. I have a lot of feel-good sayings and signs, and you know, I try to only have objects that sort of make me feel introspective or positive or I don't know, spiritual. You know, these are the things we talk about and treasure in our home, but there's more to it than that. You know, we have goals and dreams, you know, family-oriented things that we want to do in the future. And when I really sat back and thought about it, there isn't a lot in my space, as nice and warm and cozy of a space as it is, that really reflects those things. So it's been an interesting exercise, thinking through that and kind of mindfully going through this one room first with that filter. So I'll talk a little bit more about in the blog and let you know kind of what I ran into, the good, bad, and the ugly. I did start making a pile here, you can see. I've got some really cool, you know, baskets and containers and things. Yeah, they're pretty, but they really don't reflect who I am anymore. And that's another thing. You know, that one question I've been using is, even if it's pretty and not necessarily negative or old, is it really me anymore? I mean, a lot of the stuff I've had for a long time. I mean, I have very cool Southern living and home stuff. I used to sell it. That's pretty, but it's just not me anymore. You know, that was the me of like 10 to 15 years ago. And my styles have changed, and my ideas have changed, and the things that bring me joy and peace have definitely changed. I just realized that I have all kinds of stuff laying around that's representative of the job that I used to do, which, no disrespect to where I worked before, there are a lot of people, some people there that I really miss and enjoyed and love, but the work environment towards the end was horribly negative. And I realized, like, I'm holding on to this stuff, these books and things, and I'm thinking, why do I have this? It just does not represent anything positive, and it actually makes me shudder when I think about, you know, possibly stepping foot back into that place. So why on earth I still have books around that the people that manage that business gave me for Christmas gifts, I don't know. So they'll be going to Goodwill. Hopefully someone else can read about data analysis. Anyway, I'm going to keep going with this, and I'll check back in with you soon. Hi, I can see me in the mirror. I wanted to show you the newly cleared and cleansed bathroom and bedroom. You might be laughing a little when I say that I actually took my bathroom into account when I was going through my real space detox ritual, but I'll remind you that we spend a lot of time in the bathroom doing, all the things we do. Getting ready, showering, sitting where. We all have a throne and we spend a lot of time on it. So, I definitely make sure that I have things that remind me of myself, special places that we like to be. The beach is one of them. This is a really cool scene in Cape May. We love Cape May, New Jersey. It's one of my favorite places on earth. I found these really cool beach-related plaques in the bottom of a box that I went through and cleaned out when I was detoxing that hall closet that you guys have seen. So when we go through this exercise, we can find some really cool things to repurpose and recycle and use in really new, cool ways. As the date on this wonderful plaque that my friend Laura made for me indicates, we've been married for 21 years. So this is where we spend our rest time together. This is also where I write. I do a lot of my writing here, not all of it, but I do have space in here for my desk. And there's not much else to it. I have a chest that has some of my daily journals and books, a picture that I like to look at that I took in my old backyard, and my daily angel cards that I pick. I do that every day as my morning ritual, which is a whole nother vlog and blog in the making. But once I do pick them and write about them and reflect on them, I put them on this table so that I can see them every time I'm walking into the room. And I also have a really cool and comfortable meditation pillow that I sit on often to reflect and meditate. Just a couple things to think about. You'll see that I don't have a television in here, and if it was up to me, none of you would have a television in your bedroom, but I know that that's probably never going to happen. You're probably laughing at me going, yeah, right, Kristen. But it's just a deliberate decision that Marty and I have made. We haven't had a TV in our room since we've been married. We also, make sure to have things on our bedside tables that, inspire us, make us happy. On my table, I have a picture of Marty and I like to be reminded every morning when I open my eyes how blessed I am to have him in my world. I have an angel card. I pick from one particular deck every week, and I read the message every morning when I wake up. I have a really cool angel bell that a very good friend gave me one Christmas. And next to my bed, I have some inspirational magazines. Sometimes I read a little snippet at night, sometimes in the morning, and I purposefully have them in my beach bag to remind me of the beach. What I do have on my walls are pictures from vacations, like this one here from the Cayman Islands, another one of my very favorite places. That's my lovely view from my apartment bedroom window. And this is a really cool Christmas gift that Marty gave me a couple of years ago. I'm sure you recognize that word. That was in honor of my original inspiration for spreading the word about real living. So I don't have a lot on the walls. I'm thinking about that a little more. And I'm probably going to be adding some things based on some of the discussions that we've been having about our family vision, our vision as a couple. And I'll be sprinkling some new things throughout, but as I mentioned in the blog, I don't want to rush that. I've been reflecting on it and taking everything into consideration. I think most of us wave off the importance of the energy that our bedroom has. We think, oh, we sleep in this most of the time. What's the big deal? Well, the bedroom hopefully is the last room that you're seeing and looking around in before you go to sleep, and it's the first space that you are aware and awaken in when you wake up. So what you're looking at and how much lighting there is, what's on the walls, what's next to the bed, the comfort of your bed, these things are all part of your end of day and beginning of day experience, which really, if you think about it, set the tone for your entire daily experience. So it's important for you to really be mindful about how the space is set up and to have it just as cleared and cleansed as any other living space that you roam around in. I hope that seeing my space and hearing about some of my ideas and insights has helped you tackle your own. And I hope you will subscribe if you have not already at kt-wilson.com and continue with us as we move into our next batch of spaces, which are timelines, calendars, social media walls, that kind of thing, which is going to be a really good bridge into the cleansing and clearing of our inner worlds that we're going to be getting to in February, when we kind of dive into more self-exploration, self-care, self-love, and self-awareness. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get my next video. And of course, keep it real.